hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. New Year show. See ya, guys. I got two packages for you. Two of my best, that's in two of my best guys in the business. Yeah, guys, it doesn't get better than this. I'll be having two shows today. One with one of my guy, of course, Steve Mahala down here. The second will be with Oregon Gunner end of the year show. See ya, guys. It doesn't get better than this. Welcome, my guy, Newcastle fan. Lazio fan. is he I mean, I know it's been
Look at the name.
I mean bro, so many, man. But you know what, yeah, guys, it doesn't take away the taste this guy brings to football. I call him my personal Google of football, guys. See, he doesn't get better than this. Newcastle fan, yeah, owner Strasbourg Steve. See ya, guys. Welcome, Strasbourg Steve, into the house. Strasbourg Steve, he gets a po. Happy New Year, brother.
Hey, Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year. Nah, good to have
talk to these people. How you doing, man?
Good, bro. Good, bro. Just chilling. Yeah, looking forward to that Brentford Arsenal game tomorrow. There's some championship games on tomorrow also, and some League One and League Two games that I'll be looking at. So yeah, but nothing today really for football. So, but yeah, I'm doing good, bro. Doing good.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing today, definitely. See you guys. Just want to tell you that Latimer's Prime, I'll be joining in, in the offing as we continue the show. Of course, lots of topics for me and Steve Mahala to just dive into and chew together. See, let's go into Newcastle. I mean, we're gonna delve into Chelsea. Of course, we'll delve into Arsenal. We'll delve into Liverpool just a little bit. And of course, we're going to delve into Chelsea Football Club. But I mean, the first one we're going to, try to tidy up right now is that Newcastle game. Newcastle came into Old Trafford. I mean, we in the background thinking that, oh my God, this might literally be a match that they will actually, try to have that bounce back, and the manager would try to, just do something to show its fans that, you can keep supporting us. We don't have to go down that road towards relegation form proper. We can at least have a go against Newcastle. I mean, it all blew back in the faces. I mean, Manchester United losing black and blue yesterday at Old Trafford. It doesn't, I mean, see, the stakes doesn't get higher than this. Newcastle, I mean, you check out that attack. It's back. Steve Mahala. What you were saying before doesn't actually work right now with Newcastle. You dampened any hope of these guys actually getting a tune of themselves. See, Steve Mahala, what do you have to say now? Newcastle 2, Manchester United 0 at Old Trafford. Take it away.
I mean, bro, to put some context on this as to why I was...
You have audio coming out from your place.
Oh, really? Hold up. Yo, I'll be right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but there was audio, like a playback coming from your front.
Oh, is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine now, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. No. I was just going to say, to put some context on it, that's only our second win at Old Trafford since 1972. So in the past 53 years, we've beaten them twice. Yesterday was one of them, and it was easy, bro. Very easy. I thought Lewis Hall was great. Gordon was great. Isak was a threat every time he got on the ball. Murphy worked hard. It wasn't really too much of a threat, but he did his thing. It was a great team performance. The midfield obviously just it ran the show, man. That's the thing in football nowadays. If your midfield is toast, you have problems, because that affects your defense and your attack. Notice how Man City without Rodri are struggling to defend and to score. Even though Rodri doesn't directly score, he does do a bit of, gets the strings going in midfield, going forward. And defensively, obviously, he's elite. So in our case with Tonali, who I think is one of the best CDMs in the Premier League, obviously,
obviously, even before he went, it was in the shout for the best defensive midfielder. I mean, in the league. Let's don't throw that away. He was in that shout, of course, when he had that problem. I mean, that was it a doping
The
problem?
gambling ban. Gambling ban.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a gambling ban actually
He's
that he had,
betting. He's
and
betting on
then
us.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
a gambling ban, and when he left, I mean, everyone just like, okay, let's just leave it for Rodri, or Thomas Partey. But I mean, you can see it; it's clear as night and day. Tonali is presumably the best CDM in the league right now, Steve.
Pretty much.
Presumably, because
It's
Rodri
either
isn't playing this season. I mean, and Arsenal is all over the place with our defensive midfielder mechanism. So I mean, Tonali has to be coming round as that kind of guy that I mean should just take that mantle easily.
yeah, and also Joe Ellington and Bruno G on the side. Well. I mean, those guys.
I mean, just give it up, man. Give it up.
Bruno G's been in impeccable form because the whole problem the whole season with Eddie Howe was he wasn't getting Tonali out there as much as he needed to be because he would play Longstaff instead, or he'd put Willock in there, but now we finally have our best midfield three, which it always was. But Tonali was always the guy that was further forward, and Bruno was the one sitting back. But Tonali is playing more deep. Bruno gets to go and be the advanced 8 on the right, and Joelinton on the left. It's perfect, man. It's a really, really good midfield, and it's consistently performing against anyone and everyone. So yeah, I feel great about Newcastle. Obviously, want to see how long it lasts. Because we're not going to win every single game from here to the end of the season, so we'll see where we slip up. But yeah, our form has been brilliant recently. That's all I wanted, man. That's all I wanted. Newcastle to start winning games. Like right now with Eddie Howe, I wouldn't sack him.
I get you, but we're coming to that, man. Big up to Steve Mahala. He just made up his membership, 11 months. See, yeah, big ups to you, Steve, man. Thanks for all you do. Even before me and you were even doing shows, man, you were really spending money on my channel. Big ups to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for renewing your membership of the channel. Big ups to you, man. And we hope that this coming year will be a great year for us. See, Steve Mahala, I'm still gonna drag you. I mean, just a little bit, because 2 weeks ago when I brought you down here, I knew how angry you were. I mean, you were coming back from back-to-back losses, even games at at St. James Park. Things weren't really looking that good. I mean, you put it on your manager, but again, you have to attest to the fact, that your midfield now is now looking so good. Suddenly, you now have Bruno Guimaraes, who is down there. Suddenly, you now have Joe Linton, who is down there. I mean, suddenly players who were injured or their fitness levels were, on the gamble with your manager. Suddenly, they're playing. Suddenly, you're now seeing a bench that's composed of Almiron, Baines, Kelly, Livramento. I mean, you have Longstaff sitting on the bench. Suddenly, I mean, Joe Willock. I mean, he came yesterday. He came into the matchup yesterday. Suddenly, you're having soldiers back. I mean, Burns. I mean, he has gotten his injury worries. I mean, this season, even last season, he had some injury problems too. But I mean, he's back down, he's playing. Suddenly, your first 11 look like that first 11 that went straight into that Champions League, and you now have a bench that's defeated enough for Liverpool. I mean, you can do better, but I mean, you have soldiers in the team. You're scoring goals. Your main striker, Isaac, is scoring goals. Joe Linton looks dangerous. It was all up on Newcastle's necks all through yesterday. They couldn't find a breather yesterday. I mean, your team is looking like the Newcastle that actually qualified for Champions League, and even better with the kind of bench you have right now, injury-free. What do you have to say? Would you retract your statement, actually, clamping down on your manager? Or would you just say, hey, I was right at the time. I'll take the chill pill. I'll take the shame. I'm shameless right now. And let's just go further. I mean, it can't get, bad than that, innit?
Bro, just all I gotta say is just keep it up. That's all I can ask for. Just keep it up. I know we're not gonna win every single game from here and up to the rest of the season. There's gonna be some bad patch of form that comes up. We'll see what happens, but yeah,
Big up, Lookman.
Yeah, big up Lookman all the time, man. That's my
Yeah,
guy.
God bless you.
Yeah, for real. But no, all I can say is fair play. Keep it up. I love it. We're scoring goals for fun, bro. That's like, what is it? 6 straight games now. We've scored at least
6 straight games, 2 or more.
And that was a big problem before.
Yeah,
this 6
before.
game run. A big problem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we scored 3 against Liverpool, 2 against Brentford in a loss. Scored 3 against Villa, scored 2 against Man United, scored God knows how many we could get against Spurs this weekend. Ooh.
Oh my God. That might be a slaughter on the dance floor. Just throw that all away. Because right now, with what I'm seeing here, you have your striker. Who's your main man? Who you want to be the push in your team? Isaac. He's scoring goals. But Joel Linton just came back from injury, and the guy barely looks as if he was out of the game.
He's scoring goals.
The games are being. This is the thing with Newcastle. The goals are being shared amongst the players, which is the typical thing Arteta was telling us that, you know what, we don't need sort of what was implying. We don't need a point man to just score the whole goals. We need the whole goal shared abroad the pitch. This is the blueprint that you want to see from your team. Newcastle, the way they're scoring goals. Isaac is chipping in. Joe Linton is chipping in. Sometimes, God damn it, Gordon is coming into the fray. See, isn't this how you want your game to just spread abroad the team in all positions? Everyone is scoring goals. It looks more comfortable going further, isn't it?
Well, we have the best of both.
Shout out to Zion. Zion is down here with us. Big up, Zion. Thank you for supporting me this year. God bless you, Zion. I see you. Yeah, Steve.
Bro, Tony, we arguably have the best of both because Isak will always score us goals. He's scored what? He scored against Man United, scored against Villa, scored a hat trick against Ipswich. That's 5 and 3. And then he scored against Leicester, scored against Brentford, and scored against Liverpool. So that's in 6 games. He scored in all 6. He scored in 6 straight Premier League games. And he's got freaking 8 goals in those 6 games.
Jesus Christ.
So, and then not only that.
That's in geometric progression. He's scoring goals in geometric progression.
Whoa. And the thing is, Murphy scored a brace against Leicester, and then he scored in another game. Bruno scored. Gordon scored against Villa, and he scored in another game during this run. We're getting production from the main man, Isak.
From the main man, yeah.
But you're also getting everyone else chipping in with some goals every once in a while. I'm sure Lewis Hall on Saturday will get a crack at goal. I'm sure. Bro, there's actually a stat that BBC put out. Newcastle, all 10 of Newcastle United's outfield players either had a shot or created a chance in the first half against Manchester United.
What is going on? That wasn't the Newcastle that played 3 weeks ago. It looks like they've just been possessed by the Holy Ghost, and they just, they're all on angel time down there, man.
Bro, that is how important the midfield is in football. Because ever since Tonali and Bruno and Joelinton has been a midfield 3, and Tonali's the furthest back, bro, I'm telling you, once you sort out your midfield, things happen.
You're all good.
Things happen. Good things happen going forward.
Accordingly, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's no surprise to me that since we're more comfortable. Why is Man City struggling so much? Because the midfield is poor. The midfield performing very poorly. What's one of Arsenal's strengths? The midfield.
The midfield, yeah.
What's one of Liverpool's strengths? Midfield.
The midfield.
Soboslai, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, all those guys. So
Steve, look at Lookman. Look at Lookman, Winers, Eugene. Look at him taking a chip shot at
One
you
goal.
right now. And I mean, he's just saying, I mean, Steve, you can say all the things you're saying, yeah, but Newcastle is playing one game a week. I mean, Steve, chime into this one. What do you think about this, man? I mean, look, man, taking a cheap shot at you.
I don't think he's taking a cheap shot. He's
Nah, I mean, bro, I mean, we just have to take everything, out of context these days, innit? But he's trying to tell you, man, Steve, man, don't. Don't brag about the chickens you have right now, man. Just relax a little bit, because Newcastle is just playing one game. I mean, one game a week. So I mean, don't count your chickens before they hatch, right?
We could finish top 4 or 5 if we can take advantage of this. For sure, we could definitely. I want to see how long this run can go on, because we gotta look at like Nottingham Forest. They've won like 6 straight games.
Bro,
ridiculous. They are the informed team of the Premier League. They are
that is dark horses right now, man. The way they're looking, man. And again, it's not even really like they're scoring goals. It's not like they're pumping goals behind the net.
They're just not letting.
They're just doing the basics.
They're not just doing the basics. They're not letting anyone have any goals. That's what they're doing.
I mean, it's not like they're beating these teams black and blue and creating murder on the dance floor. No, these guys are just winning 1-0, 2-1. They're just doing the basics. And you can see that the manager, Santo, knows what he's doing. He knows how to arrange his defense. He knows how to arrange, definitely, his midfield. And he's getting a tune out of that attacking forward right now, man. He's got a tune.
They have bags of pace on the wings. They have a striker that's in crazy form, Chris Wood. They pick and choose their moments when to attack, and then they pick and choose when to defend. They're playing their cards right, bro. It's crazy. I mean, they beat Everton 2-0, Tottenham 1-0, Brentford away 2-0, which is a very impressive victory considering Brentford haven't lost at home before that. They beat Villa 2-1 real late, and then they beat ManUnited away 3-2. So they are actually getting 2. So out of their past 5 games, they've got 2 goals at least. So even and they've kept a clean sheet in 3 of them. So
the defense are looking good. The defense are looking good. Anyway, but again, we'll come into their title credentials. I mean, we don't have to encroach into those waters. Yeah, I mean, it's too deep for Nottingham Forest to start parading themselves as title contenders, in quote. But we'll get into that. I just want to escape from this Newcastle cage that I'm now trapped in. See, your football club came out and said that, you know what, I mean, they threw it into the news, media, I mean, it's everywhere. I even carried the story down there on my blog on Facebook. I mean, they said that we are not, in clean, clear, white notes, we are not entertaining any discussions or approach for our striker, Alexander Isak.
150 M's, 150
and they also slapped 150 million pounds. I mean, the guys in the charts, let this sink in. Alexander Isak, valued by Newcastle Football Club 150 million. I mean, we Arsenal fans down here, I mean, we've talked about getting our hands, our clutches all over Alexander Isak. Right now, and I mean, that dream could disappear. We have Oregon Gunner. He gets 10. He gets 10 memberships. I mean, what a new year. My guy, Oregon Gunner. Big up to you. See you guys, send in your gift. Send in your money for me. Super chats. I want to see everything. It's New Year. Let's drink. Let's be merry. See you guys, Oregon Gunner just gives us 10 memberships to 20 Club Gunner TV. Big up to him. He gets a po. I have a show with him 7 p.m. today. Po. Big up to you, man. See Steve Mahala, I beg. Tell us, I beg. Yeah. is Alexander Isak worth £150 million? I mean, Arsenal can't get their clutch on that guy. Maybe a certain Chelsea Football Club could come in, but I mean, is Alexander
Yeah.
Isak worth 100? Oh, Steve, £150 million.
I mean, to us, he is. To us, he is.
Okay.
Right? Because, bro, let's do a quick Wikipedia search on his goals and assists for Newcastle. It's something freakish. I want to say it's 70 games in all comps and about 45 goals. That's comfortably better than a goal every other game, which is the ideal for a striker. The only problem with Isak is the injury sometimes, but actually, over the past few months, he hasn't had any injury. I think he's had one this year, maybe. So actually, he's getting better on that. So, bro, the guy is worth that to our club, definitely, because it would be hard to replace.
I mean, the dark cloud over him as a signing for any football club has been his injury worries, right? But he has shrugged that off for some strange reason, and he has been playing a consistent amount of games, and he's scoring goals.
Yeah, and honestly, like he's just a complete forward, bro. He's not the most physical, but like he's lanky and awkward to kind of deal with. He's got that deceptive burst of pace. He can dribble. He can link up. Yeah, he's just an animal. Yeah, to us, he's worth 150. And I think if we got 150 million for him, we could reinvest into our squad. To be fair, so you're right. I think a Chelsea might pay 150. I don't think an Arsenal would.
But wait, let's look at this holistically. I mean, if you have 150 million pounds knocking on your door today, I mean, the kind of blockade you have down there with you in your transfer dealings. Yeah, I mean, you can't do so much transfer. Even if you do have the money, you can't spend that money. Steve Mahala, if you have an approach from Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal Football Club will go for Isak with that kind of price tag because, bro, when was the last time I've seen Arsenal splash out on a striker? I mean, you can say we splashed out 65 on a certain Kai Havertz, but again, he's not a striker. So I don't look at Kai Havertz as a typical striker signing. Arsenal don't splash out on strikers. But I mean, let's throw that all away. Will you accept it from any quarters for you to get 150 million and reinvest that in your squad? Would it be something you'll be looking at, let's say, from the summer? Would you take that, or would you be saying to Newcastle, nah, don't sell Isak for any goddamn price right now? Keep him in, let him stay there, and let's keep going.
If it's for 150, I'm cool with letting him go. For one,
guys, let's get this into perspective, guys in the chart. Steve Mahala can actually let Isak go for 150 million. Give us the basis to that.
Well, because Newcastle actually have a pretty good history over the years, even when we were kind of bad, is we always have a decent striker. Like Alan Shearer is obviously the guy. Like no one's going to be as good as him. But we've had other good strikers. Callum Wilson was a good servant for us. Big up, Prime. Like Callum Wilson.
I've just seen Prime now. Prime, big up to you, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, Prime.
Happy New Year's Eve, because we have
Eve. Yeah, of course, yeah. Sure.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Still in the mood. But yeah, Steve, you were saying something, man.
I was just saying, like, Newcastle. Like, it would suck to let Isak go, obviously. But Newcastle, we do have a good history of bringing in strikers that are at least good, right? Callum Wilson, good player. Cisse, good player. Andy Carroll did a job for us for 2-3 years. Sold him to Liverpool for a boatload of money. Shearer. I mean, we've had a lot of good strikers over the years, and Isak's the next in line. So it just seems like we always have. It just seems like we always have a good striker on the way. So. That's
always.
I'm not too worried. So
exactly.
Yeah, I would take 150 for Isak. That would be my minimum that I would.
I don't think you
Your
guys will
minimum.
sell it.
I mean, let's go to Latimer's Prime. See, guys, guys in the charts, welcome Latimer's Prime. See, guys, it's not a newcomer to this show. Latimer's Prime has always been part and parcel of this channel. You know, he's one of the first persons I contacted when I wanted to start this channel. So, you know, he always occupies that respect slot for me. See, big ups to you, Latimer's. How you doing, man? Talk to these people.
I'm good. I don't think you like Newcastle will sell Isaac. One, I don't think he's worth 150 mil, but it makes sense why you guys will have that valuation. Two, I'm
sorry. Why does it make sense?
Why does what make sense?
Why does that evaluation make sense?
Because they don't want to sell him. So
yeah,
the only way they would be willing to sell is by getting.
It would be like if Arsenal valued Saka. It would be like if Arsenal valued Saka at 200 million. Like, yeah, that shows you don't want to sell. Or like when Karim Benzema was at Real Madrid, he had a $1 billion release clause. You know,
that was Ronaldo, not Benzema. But
I mean, if you put in that price tag on, Bukayo Saka, people would say, okay, it was arguably the second best right winger in the league. I mean, so you can actually put that evaluation on him. But is Isaac the best striker in the league? That's the thing.
But
for him to have that evaluation put on him.
It's not whether you're the best or not is not. It doesn't really matter. He's worth that to your club because you don't want to get rid of him. But if someone is like ridiculous enough or stupid enough to spend, say, 200 on a Saka or 150 on Isaac, well, then at least you get that money and you can then replace him with a quality player, or you can buy 2, 3, 4 quality players. That's the point. But I don't know. I think I saw a while back, a few months ago, that you guys were trying to sell Callum Wilson and then bring in a backup striker, right?
I mean,
because Isaac, as good as he is, he's not reliable. The guy is injury prone.
He's injury. He's
injury prone.
I was talking about this with Andy Bell the other day. He's actually missed more games for Newcastle than he's played since he joined from Bournemouth 7 years ago. He scored a lot of goals in that time. He is our all-time leading Premier League goal scorer besides Shearer. So he's done really, really well, but he's just the injuries. He'll leave on a free in the summer. He'll leave on a free in the summer because he's injured right now. So even if we wanted to ship him somewhere in January for a fee or whatever, wouldn't even be able to do that. So he'll go for.
I mean, his fitness levels are bad. I mean, the numbers. Yeah, you can actually critique his numbers, but again, man, I don't think Newcastle were thinking of keeping him, at St. James Park anytime soon. I mean, they might be looking on flogging him off for transfer, maybe by January. Do
you guys think Bruno Guimaraes goes to Man City, by the way, this January? That's another interesting point.
Latimer, I'll let you take a shot on that one.
January, no, but eventually, yes. I think probably in the summer. Yeah.
In the summer, right? In the summer.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Manchester City, they're desperate for a big marquee signing down there that would help them, reinforcement. So I don't think they might want to leave it till the summer. I think they want something instant right now to bring that creative spark back to the midfield. And of course, they just got that win against Leicester. They want to build on that to just keep going. They're not totally out of this thing we're talking about. I mean, Nottingham Forest is in 37 points right now. After that game day before yesterday, Manchester City got to 31 points. I mean, if they go to the market, they could still achieve top 4 football this season. So, I mean, for the upcoming season. So, I mean, they could just go to the market and just go get someone in the ilk of Guimaraes. I mean, Zubimendi, with what I'm hearing, Zubimendi still doesn't want to make that move to England. So, I mean, that's a bigger...
Zubimendi is going to go to... He'll probably end up going to Real Madrid. Bruno, again, how much will Newcastle ask for Bruno? It's not going to be worth it in Jan. The price that they'll ask, you might as well just wait until the summer.
But City have the money. That's the problem. They have the money to spend. and they're not in any cage whatsoever. There's no trap whatsoever with FFP with them in order to buy a player.
I don't think they're desperate for top 4. They'll get it.
They're desperate for a midfielder.
Yes, but you don't. Why would they splash more money when they can get that guy for less in the summer?
That's a contract extension.
No, I hear you, man. This is a good argument. I hear you, but again, you can't say that Man City isn't desperate right now with what has been happening. I mean, Pep has only got 2 wins. Two wins in 13 games. Hold on,
Steve, how much is
2 wins in 13 games? That's not good enough. So Steve, definitely, when you're already in the January transfer window, you would want to spend.
I'll explain
to repair that.
I say, Steve, how much will Bruno cost?
80 million. No, come on, man. He's not 100 million player. Come on.
Okay, fine.
That would be the price we'd sell at.
Okay, 100 mil, and is that in the summer, right?
Yeah.
100 mil for Gunnerz?
Hold on, Tony. Let me, because I'm going to explain why. So, how much would he cost in January then? If he's 100 mil in the summer, how much would he cost in January?
Considering where we're at, it'd probably be about 120. Probably.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm not paying that for Bruno.
Isak, Tonali, Joelinton, Bruno,
Steve,
all have contracts until 2020.
I don't even disagree with you that he's worth that to Newcastle. That's fine, but I'm not paying 120 for him. If I'm 60,
I'm not paying that, man.
Why? I'm not paying that when I can get Ederson for cheaper.
Yeah, but Ederson and Bruno G are different kinds of midfielders.
Different kind of players. That's another thing.
I know, but that's my point. There's other players out there for cheaper. We know this because Steve, you watch foreign leagues. We know there's players out there for cheaper.
Oh my god!
But with the situation that Man City is in right now, they're not going for any kind of player. They want to go get the best quality out there to help them out right now. It's an SOS, Vladimir.
Yes, but you can find that quality for cheaper as well.
What quality for cheaper? When you say quality, are you talking of a world-class player? Because City will love to go for a world-class player. In general, to help them out.
Is Bruno Gunnerz a world-class player?
It is. He is, I think. He is. It walks straight into certain teams. It walks into certain teams that are occupying top spots, top 4 spots in top 5 leagues.
Hold on. Let me ask, Steve, is Bruno a world-class player?
Not far off it, but I wouldn't say world-class yet.
Okay.
Really?
He's not far off. He's not far off.
Gunnerz walks straight into that Barcelona team.
I agree.
Gunnerz walks straight into that Bayern Munich team.
Barcelona.
He walks into top club. He walks straight into my team. He could walk into top clubs.
Barcelona. Barcelona. Because Bruno plays for Newcastle as a defensive midfielder, right?
No,
No.
Recently, Tonali's been the CDM. Bruno's been the advanced 8 on the right.
Advanced, exactly.
Well,
I tried the interchange most times.
Steve, remember I've been saying since you bought Tonali that's what you guys should be doing.
CDM,
and Newcastle look good now, so hey. But whether as a DM or as an 8, Barcelona don't have a world-class DM or world-class 8. Bayern don't have a world-class DM or world-class 8s. Arsenal, you have Partey and Declan Rice. Okay, fine. You would start for Arsenal. You guess you could argue.
He will. No doubt.
Arsenal, but then people can also say Arsenal have fell off. So does Bruno start for Liverpool, do you think?
Yes.
Over yes. But the way the form Gravenberch has been on,
he'll fancy his chances in that Liverpool team. He'll fancy his chances.
Has been on. I'm not a Gravenberch advocate, by the way, but the way he performed has been on
Bruno
this season.
It would be.
But he'll always get his chance over Gravenberch. He's an injury player. He would always get his chances.
Gravenberch, McAllister, Bruno G.
Yeah, fine, probably. But regardless, you can argue maybe he's world class or not. I think he's a top class player, definitely.
Yeah,
world class, maybe it's arguable, but
definitely. So it buys into the argument that he could walk into top teams.
I don't know. Like with people say City can splash money, which is yes, they can. But like, why 120 on Bruno when you can maybe buy a quality player for cheaper, or a better player for, or a more suited profile, I should say, for more.
No, I mean, Latimus, I get that, but again, are you factoring in the situation they're in right now?
I know that the situation.
Two wins in 13 games. It's not champion stuff.
You don't need to reel off the stats. I know the situation that they're in, but like they can still get top 4. They will still get top 4.
Wait, like this?
Yes.
Wait, like with this team they have right now, they can get top 4? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. They have to touch the market. They have to do business before they can. And mind you, don't be buoyed, by what happened against Leicester City. Leicester City is a poor team.
I'm not
so we're not really sure yet. We're not really sure yet if that's a bounce back. We're not sure yet. Leicester City is 19th in the league. They've conceded about 42 goals. So let's not say, oh, they've bounced back. No, Leicester have conceded 42 goals. So in other words, it's an SOS for them to go into the transfer window and splash cash. It's a big need for them, Vladimir. A big one.
Tony, you haven't spoken with me in like almost 2 years. You don't know my thoughts on City. Steve, I've been speaking with him basically every day. He knows what I've been thinking about City. They can still get top 4. I don't think it's that much of a.
You think they're out of the title race?
They're 4 point. Yeah, I thought they were still in it until like a few weeks ago. Till I saw just how bad it's
me too.
They're 4 points off 4th. Why can't they get top 4?
They'll get top 4. I think they'll scramble and find some way. Yeah,
they'll find a way. The way Forest have been, do people think Forest will make top 4?
I think they'll get European spot. Maybe not 4th.
And European spots can mean Europa League or Conference League. People say European spots because they're not confident. Yeah.
5th place could be a UCL spot depending on the English clubs do in Europe.
I mean, wait, your English clubs do in Europe or in the Champions League?
No, in Europe, in the European competitions.
In Europe, I mean, Chelsea might win that Conference League. Man United can't. Aston Villa is in the running for the Champions League. Liverpool is in the running for the Champions League. I'm in the running for the Champions League. I mean, English teams might get that extra slot, but again, I don't know, man. But for me, Man City, I don't think they have enough in the armory to actually go for top 4. They would wanna, get into that transfer window and get any deals for any quality player to come in.
So, let me ask you then, Tony. Right? Fine. You're Sheikh Mansour or who's in charge. You're the guy at City.
Yeah.
Who do you bring in January? What players do you bring
in? We're just talking about it, man.
But I'm asking you because you say Bruno, it will cost 120.
I would say Gunnerz. I would say Zubramendi, but Zubramendi doesn't want to come in. If I were there right now, I would go for a Dani Olmo. I'll go to Barcelona. I'll tell them, I say, hey man, see, it's an SOS. Barcelona, see, a second court have just rejected the registration of Dani Olmo. I'll be talking to Barcelona right now. You know what? Yeah, let's go on a deal. You don't need to sell your total worth of seats for about 100 million. I'll do it for you. I'll send you that money. Give us Dani Olmo, and then you go get a Bruno Gunnerz. Suddenly, the midfield is now fresher, and they could go on that serious transitions that have been missing in the game.
So you take Bruno and Dani Olmo, and how much will Olmo cost?
Olmo's on a free because
Olmo is on a free.
And who else will you buy? And who else will you buy?
Bruno Gunnerz, which let's say, I don't think is 100 million player, but I think it's an 80.
No, Tony, don't you agree though? Newcastle would think about where Newcastle are right now.
No, Steve, it's fine. No, I want to see who else you'd bring in. So Bruno, Olmo, who else?
I mean, you have the best striker in the league, Erling Haaland, in it.
Okay.
So basically, you don't need any huge kind of signings. It's just signings, quality players in problematic positions, and Dani Olmo covers that with that Bernardo Silva wash up right now. Gunnerz can come into that midfield and help out down there and do the job of which Rodri was doing before he left. He could come in down there. But the bigger problem is when Rodri comes back, what happens to a player like Bruno Guimaraes. That's where the problem is. And maybe that's what Pep Guardiola will be thinking. Another problem area I'm looking at right now is the defense. I mean, they can make do with someone, of the ill, like,
you're right.
I mean, I don't know, but they might be in the market for a central defender who could come in and put in a decent shift down there. I'm just saying.
Tony, I agree with you because their defenders are injury prone. Akanji, Ake. Guardiola not so much, but he's having to play less.
Stones have lost form. Let's be frank.
So Bruno and Olmo and City get top 4. Is that what you're saying?
And a defender, because they're also leaking goals.
Which defender? Who you bring in? Remember, I said you're in charge, so it's up to you.
Man, I don't know which one is. I mean, if I was Man City, I'll be out there tempting Saliba. But I mean, but I don't know, man. Right now, I don't know about that. But they would need a world-class defender to come in. I don't see them splashing the cash on someone like a Burns or something. No.
Araujo from Barcelona. Apparently.
What about this guy that plays for Nottingham Forest? What's his name? This Brazilian. Moreno. Yeah. That guy. I mean, they could look at him as a potential transfer. He's a good, tall defender.
Real Madrid are looking at Moreno.
Tall, very physical. He's a beast. He's a beast also. I mean, he's a beast also.
And how much? And Forest are in the hunt for top 4 potentially. It looks like they're in a title race. Why would they sell him?
Forest would charge like 90 million for him, probably. If
90 million,
100 million. I mean,
City.
Nottingham Forest will be happy with that money, innit?
Okay, so City in January on 3 players are going to spend 250 million.
Yeah, I kind of need to.
Yeah. Has any club done that before in the Prem?
How much didn't Chelsea spend a lot in the January window?
We spent, but that's not normal. We made money back, bro, on what we sold.
You did.
What we did isn't normal. Remember, everyone criticized us. Remember, everyone criticized us for what we did. It's not normal.
Yeah.
I agree with that. True. I get that. I mean, but see, guys, before we go, I need to go to Chelsea and a little bit of Arsenal before we go, because I have another show too. See, guys, but it's very certain we can both agree that Manchester City will have to look at a defender. I mean, guys, they've considered a whooping 26 goals. I mean, that's the amount of goals that Manchester United have considered this season, and they're down there in 14th place. See, trade that all away. They have considered the same amount of goals that Everton have conceded, and Everton is rooted deep in 16th this season. They might definitely be in a relegation battle. So if I say that Man City will be looking for a defender, you bet they'll be looking for a defender. That should be one of the things that should be top priority in the January transfer window. They have to do it. They're sharing the spoils with acrimonious teams this season that have have considered 26
Newcastle have
goals.
Conceded 5 more goals than, or City have conceded 5 more goals than Newcastle. So the Newcastle need a centre back as well.
Yeah, we're actually Newcastle are linked with a Uzbek centre back from loans named Abdulkadir Kushanov.
Is that the guy that has a pic of the blood from his head? The one everyone's calling a warrior. Is that the guy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There's one going around, because Steve, you're in Chelsea group chats. There's a pic going around of a young centre back Chelsea I linked to, and he's got like a bandage on his head with blood pouring down, and Chelsea fans like bring him in.
I haven't seen
they would have to address that situation. They have to address it.
And
again, I won't compare with that Newcastle one, because that Newcastle one, they've been blighted by serious injuries to the defenders. Burns have been out. Longstaff have been. I mean, all these players have been out. They're just trying to come back.
You're thinking of Botman, who's been out for a while.
Sven Botman. Sorry, Botman has been out injured. Burns has also gone in and out of injury this season. I mean, I've seen him doing rounds in the media for.
Tony, it's been Botman. Burns been available the whole year, pretty much.
Serious?
Yeah.
But I saw Burns.
Botman's the one that's been out.
Are you sure Burns hasn't been injured this season?
No, Dan Burns is just not good.
Well, no, he's solid. He's nothing special. He's all right.
No, but in terms of where Newcastle want to get to, he's as a starter.
Yeah, you can bring the argument. Yeah, definitely. See, guys, enough of Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, we'll face them in the EFL Cup. Only God knows what's going to happen. I'm not confident about that, but let's see. Anything can happen. See, Latimer's prime. It's time for you to talk to these people. I mean, Chelsea fans. Yeah, I mean, Latimer's. It's only just you came down here to take this heat. I mean, just a couple of days ago, Chelsea fans were out there mocking Arsenal fans and Arsenal fan base for actually just getting one goal ahead of Ipswich Town. And then you go down there and do your own. Oh, my days. I mean, people have said you're not in a title race, but I'm not buoyed by that. I still thought that you guys are still in that title race, yeah? But again, you go down there to the Tractor Boys, and suddenly you get spanned by the Tractor Boys down there at Ipswich Town. I mean, the Chelsea fan base were actually mocking Arsenal for going 1-up against Ipswich, and then you turn back, go down there and lose by 2-0. See, Latimer's prime, 3 games in a row, no win. Talk to these people. Is Chelsea still in a title race? Talk to these people.
We were never in a title race.
Uninterrupted.
Anyone that believed we were in a title race is ridiculous. So any rivals, any Chelsea fans that got gassed by the hype, the media, I don't want to be rude, but you're all foolish. We were never in a title race.
Thanks,
seriously.
Brian.
I was the one that kept saying, hold that, Steve. Hold that. Anyway, I was the one that kept saying on Sarcasm City that we need to go on this run and then play City and then win for me to show that we're actually serious for the title race and to go for the long haul. But in terms of the Ipswich, I didn't mock Arsenal when they beat Ipswich because I actually watched their game and I watched how Ipswich set up. They set up brilliantly against against Arsenal, and they set up to stifle Arsenal in terms of goals because that game should have been a bloodbath, and it wasn't because they set up to just take the 1-0 and go home, which is what happened. Arsenal, in a difficult game, did what they could. They ground it out, and they got the win, and they went home. That's what a top team does. Yes, Arsenal may have underperformed at the start of the season, but remember, Steve, how I've been saying all season, Arsenal are still in this title race. And lo and behold, where are Arsenal now? Still in this title race. You know why? Because Arsenal are actually a quality side. Now, will they win the league? No, I've never predicted them to win this league or anything. But like in terms of going back up for a title race and going on a run of form, they're always able to do that. Now, Chelsea, the game against Ipswich is similar to the game against Everton, similar to the game against Fulham. Actually, it's similar to our games we've been doing all season, really. But in terms of now, the goals have dried up. Oh yeah, big up Dunsey. Our goals have dried up now because in the games earlier in the season, if people have been watching Chelsea, if people have been watching games like say Wolves and Brighton, where we've just been scoring teams and not controlling the game, I've been saying that we have to start controlling games now. And we controlled the game against Leicester when we beat them 2-1. We controlled the game against Villa, but we're not doing that now. Post that.
Big up Tony Early
When
doors.
you don't control games and your forwards just have a bad day in front of goal, which is what happened against Ipswich, which is what happened against Everton, which is what happened against Fulham, because we created more than enough chances to win the game. But we have a bad day in front of goal. We don't control the game. Our defense is shaky. We don't have a good goalkeeper. That's going to result in having 1 point in.
You get caught in transition. You get
caught in transition. Exactly.
Caught in transition.
I mean, but that's Caicedo's job to do. But that's Caicedo's job to do.
Let me finish. He can't do it on his own, though. We lack a defensive midfielder. Enzo, he's not good defensively. Lavia's injured. And again, I'm not making excuses or anything. Like, I know it's bad for us to lose to Ipswich. I know that, obviously. But I'm just being honest about what things are.
Perspectives.
Like, I'm not going to get angry and cry about losing to Ipswich or Fulham or whatever, because like, I know what it is. I've been saying at the start of the season or back in the summer that we'll start the season brightly and we'll go through a bad patch of form, and then Chelsea fans will turn. I said the season will be similar to the Sarri season, and this is what we're doing. But the only big difference is City have been awful, and Arsenal have had a bad start to the season. So now people think we were in a title race because points-wise, we were close. But if you watched us on the pitch, we were playing like a team who are going for top 4, who are the 4th, 3rd, 5th best team in the league, performing for top 4. We weren't performing like a title-challenging team.
But Vladimir, you went nearly 10 games. You went nearly 10 games without a loss.
Yes, I mean,
you can't blame people who suddenly look at you as if you've turned the page over. Not to lose in 10 games is something big. We can't throw that all away.
Yeah, because if you actually watch football and don't look at the stats, right? And I'm not even saying this at you, Tony. I'm saying this at the people who believe.
Yeah, I get you.
Again, Steve, hold that, lad. If you actually, if you actually watch football, if you actually watch Chelsea and not just look at the stats, yes, going 10 games, whatever, looks great. But if you watch us, you'll actually see like the last 3 games we've lost. It's not by a fluke. It's been happening. This bad run of form has been happening. So, like, it is what it is. We play Palace next. They're going to be difficult as well. It's not going to be an easy game. So, this bad run of form, it might last for a few more games, maybe. Or maybe these guys will wake up and will beat, will beat Palace. Who knows? But Chelsea fans who are saying, like, blaming the fixture congestions, we've been playing 1 game a week basically all season because our main guys haven't played in the Conference League. That's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Why we've not? Maybe people can say about certain injuries like Lavia and Fofana, but then again, Chelsea fans, not me, because I didn't say this, and Steve knows I didn't say this, but Chelsea fans saying that we have 2 squads. Remember, we have 2 squads. We have the best squad in the league. We have the best attack in the league. Well, do we really? No, we don't. Our attack is not better than Liverpool's, and I don't think Liverpool's attack is that great, barring Salah. And our attack is not better than theirs. Our
you don't think Diaz is having a really good season?
But they also have Nunez and Jota can't stay.
Well, okay, yeah, Nunez, I agree, but he doesn't start. Nunez doesn't make their best 11.
No, I'm talking about the attacking depth.
Oh, okay.
All of your attackers, yeah. But regardless, look at our midfield. When Lavia is our only defensive midfielder, Caicedo is not a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And Enzo.
Ladimus, Chelsea was second. Just this week they were second. They were just gazumped by Nottingham Forest this week also. It was 2 weeks ago they were second. Yeah. They were in the title race. For people who look at the stats, they were in second. They were going for the title, whether they like it or not.
No, but you can't just look at the
stats
football
wise.
Is not played by mathematically, maybe.
Mathematically, you're in it.
But that
mathematically, you were in it.
Mathematically, Forest are in a title race.
Mathematically, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So mathematically, it's good even brought that word. So mathematically, yeah, you were in a title race like 2 weeks ago. Now you go drop points against Everton. You go drop points against Fulham. You go drop points against Ipswich. Is that bottle job series for you?
Bottle job series for what?
Is that a typical narrative of bottle jobs for you? It's easy to call Arsenal bottle jobs when we go and lose against a team like Newcastle. They'll call us the bottle jobs.
When you go and draw,
can we attach the same name? Can we attach? Can we attach the same nomenclature to Chelsea Football Club? Mathematically, they're in the race, and they're still in the race right now. Would you say, after 3 games without a win, would you say Chelsea are bottle jobs right now? I want to hear it from you, Ladimus. Talk to these people.
Bottle job in terms of, you mean the title race?
Exactly, bro. That's what we're talking about.
But you didn't finish it. You didn't actually say it properly. Okay. Have we bottled anything? No, because we shouldn't. 1, we shouldn't be here in the first place. And 2, we were never in a title race. So no, we haven't.
But we've just established the fact that mathematically you were there.
For anything.
We've just established the fact that mathematically you were there.
That's great. That doesn't mean okay. So by that logic, if Forest get 1 point out of their next 3 games and they end up being like 4th or 5th, Will we say they've bottled the title race? No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we can say that because Nottingham Forest
won't say that
hasn't invested 1.2 billion. See, get the big picture.
Yes, they have.
Get the big picture. Nottingham Forest hasn't been the one that has spent 1.2 billion pounds refurbishing a team in 2 seasons. Latimer's prime. Come on, man. Nottingham Forest hasn't spent 1.4 billion pounds. Latimer's.
Okay.
You have been the one that has spent 1.4 billion pounds. You are the one that should be looked up as title contenders in 2 seasons. Latimer's, you've spent 1.4 billion pounds. So if I'm out here saying after 10 games you didn't lose any game, you were mathematically at the top for me. Rolling out things with Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea Football Club at the same time. See, you can't call me a knob, or a dickhead for saying that you are in a title race. You were in a title race. You spent 1.4 billion pounds refurbishing this team. Ladimus, how can you come here and compare Chelsea Football Club to Nottingham Forest, who haven't spent half of what you spent in transfer dealings in the past 2 seasons? Make that make sense. Uninterrupted, Steve Mahala. Uninterrupted.
It's not Steve that's been interrupting me. It was you. But yeah, okay. In the span of literally 5 seconds, you said 1.5 billion. Then you said 1.4 billion. Both of
I said 1.4 billion.
You said 1.5 first. Don't interrupt me.
Really? Okay, maybe that's a mistake. I'll take it.
Both of those numbers are lies, by the way, as well. It's not 1.5 or 1.4. If we're going to be honest, it's really about 800 million. But it's fine. If you want to do the 1 billion tag, let me finish.
Yeah.
If people want to do the 1 billion tag, fine, whatever, that's fine. The people also want to look at the amount of money that Forest have also spent in the last 2 years. They've spent a lot of money since they've come up, which has been about 2 years now. But fine, we're not going to look at that. That's
but not Chelsea money though. But not Chelsea money though.
I'm not. Yeah, well, it has been kind of, but whatever, that's fine. 3, just because we've spent that money doesn't mean anything, because people will also say you've wasted a 1 billion. So if we've wasted a billion, why should we then be competing for a title? So either we've wasted a billion or the billion we've spent has been spent correctly. It's one of those 2 things. 4, again, the season we've been having on the pitch and results wise, we should have been doing this last season, and Steve knows this because I've been saying that. We should have been doing this last season, but we had a horrendous manager. What we're doing this season is expected. It only looks better because City have been awful and Arsenal have had a bad start to the season. So I've been saying this for the last 2 months. Stop looking at Chelsea to be in a title race. Look at why Arsenal and mainly City have underperformed. Because if City have done their job this season and Arsenal didn't have a poor start, then you know what? Chelsea would be 4th, where we should be. We'd probably be about 7-8 points from the top of the league, say City being top. And people would be saying, you know what? Chelsea are having a good start to the season, but we're nowhere near a title race, because we shouldn't be. If you watch it, I don't care what stats say, because being unbeaten in the last 2 months, that's great. Do you know what a lot of those games consist of? Conference League.
That's true.
If I look at conference league numbers, you've
made that believable. It makes sense. I agree.
If I look at conference league numbers and then I say, oh well, you know, Mark Guéhi has more goals this season than I don't know, Havertz, people will look at me like I'm stupid because Guéhi hasn't played in the Premier yet. Like, what we doing? I'm not going to look at the conference league stats to why we've been unbeaten in 2 months. We're not going to do that. It's not like all this 10 game bullshit. But yeah, Chelsea, like, if you want to say we've bottled it because you didn't like when people said Arsenal bottled it, fine. But if you want to talk to me, I didn't say Arsenal have bottled it.
No. I'm just why do people like going for the radio guy? I'm just looking at it from behind.
Tony,
why going for the radio guy?
That's fine. But you asked a question. You asked, I get it, fine.
Magically, you're in the title race. As in, it's not like someone can gazon the league from here.
And I answered your question because, like, about a month ago, people were saying Arsenal aren't in a title race, even though I said they are. And now Arsenal are in the title race. People can see.
Yeah.
So maybe actually listen to me when I speak. Chelsea are not in this title race. We're not. It is what I don't care what the stats say. I don't care what the points say. If you watch with your eyes, we're like mathematically doesn't like mathematically, but that doesn't mean anything. Watch with your eyes. We're not. The season Chelsea are having is in terms of on the pitch is expected. Now where we end up, it relies on other people.
So you agree with Maresca that you're not in a league race.
We're not.
You agree with your manager.
No, of course we're not in the title race. No. If you actually watch Chelsea, why should we be in this? We're not in this title race. No, our goalkeeper is not good enough to challenge for a title. Our defense is not good enough to challenge for a title. Our midfield depth is not good enough to challenge for a title. Barring Palmer and Jackson, our forwards arguably is not good enough to challenge for a title. We're doing top four what we should be now. Next year, if we make proper, adequate signing in the summer, fine. Next season, then people can say we should challenge. And you know what? Assuming we make the right signings, I will agree. But as of right now, people trying to force us in title contentions, it's weird. It's always Arsenal and Liverpool fans trying to do it because Arsenal and Liverpool fans don't want to accept that Arsenal have been underperforming thus far, or up until the last probably say month or two have underperformed. And Liverpool fans don't want to accept that they're favorites for this league. You know why? Because they're scared. They are scared that they might bottle this title because they've bottled every title race they've been in. They've only won one Premier League and they were not in a title race. They bottled every Premier League title race.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
but
and by the way, what Liverpool are doing this season, it's not a miracle, by the way. Last year, do you remember this time last year? Everyone was saying Jurgen Quad. Two seasons before that, this time they were saying Jurgen Quad. What Liverpool are doing is not a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's not a Leicester season. It's not a Hail Mary. Liverpool are doing what they're expected to do. They have a all-timer Premier League spine. Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Salah. They have a title-winning spine. They should be doing
McAllister.
Let's not deny. And Slot walked into 4-5 world-class players. I mean, which other manager? I mean, he's been dealt with wealth. It's like a sports kid who just came into wealth. Let's don't argue this.
I'll give credit.
I mean, he has 4 to 5 world-class players, so it isn't a surprise when he's doing bits at Liverpool. He has 4 to 5 world-class players, established world-class players.
I'll give credit to Slot
to win the league with. Let's don't argue that.
I'll give credit to Slot for how he started with that midfield, because the reason why I predicted Liverpool to finish like 3rd or 4th is because without a defensive midfielder, I didn't know how their midfield actually functioned in the long term. However,
Endo was doing quite well in that defensive midfield. He was doing quite well, Endo, last season.
That's what I've done. Yeah, but he's not there. Henderson's not there. But
however, I said Endo. I said Endo.
Yes, but Endo's not clearly he's not good because when Endo fell apart, they also fell apart in the title race. So listen to what I'm saying, Tony. The way Gravenberch has been performing this season, and the way Slot has brought a more pragmatic approach to Liverpool has been brilliant. It's working for them. People have criticized.
They have a bunch of different ways they can play.
And people criticize Liverpool for that earlier in the season, but it's working. Bro, they're brilliant on the pitch. They're brilliant to watch, and all credit to.
Again, I will still say I hear you, Latimus. Again, I still say he walked into 4 world-class players into that team.
Tony,
so any manager that has a thinking brain will work with that. That's what I'm saying.
Tony, I agree with you. I said that before you said it. I agree with you. He's walked into 4 world-class players, but he's also brought something to this Liverpool side that Klopp never had. Slot actually has a tactical brain, which Klopp doesn't.
Yeah.
But again, let's wait till the end of the season. Yeah, let's wait till the end of the season. I'm not all up for this. Let's praise Slot right now. No, let's wait till the end of the season. Let's see if he can bring in the goods. He has to prove himself. And the only way I would see that he's proven himself is not with the way he's playing. No, it's with success at the end of the day. What has he won? So let me see at the end of the season. Let's see if he wins. Because this league is a humbler. People are already giving the league title to Liverpool at December. I'm not buying it. I still think there'll be twists and turns. I still think they'll play against Nottingham Forest. I still think they'll play against Chelsea. They will still face Arsenal. I mean, they have problem games coming up. So let's see what happens, Latimus. I'm not just handing over the title to them. And again, I'm not buoyed by the fact that he's in this place right now. Why? Because he walked into 4 world-class players. So he's meant to do this. And if I even check, if I check his transfer window dealings, if that's anything to go by, he brought in Chiesa. What has Chiesa done? Nothing. So I don't respect a manager who did that in the transfer window. But again, good. He's winning games. Everyone can clap. Everyone can say, oh, he's a award beater. Is this? No problems. I've been long enough in this league to see what has happened. It's a big humbler. So let's see what happens at the end of the day. If he wins the title, yeah, I'll close my mouth. I will take it, no problem. But let's see. Don't just hand the title. Don't just hand the title over to this guy. Don't hand it over to him. And even if you're saying he's good, yeah, why won't he be good? He walked into 4 world-class players. How many managers walk into that in the league?
I agree with you. You're repeating the same thing over and over that I've said. I agree with you.
No, but it's because they're not listening, so I have to say it over and over again.
I know. Listen, I know. Bring it back down. I agree. It's repeating the same thing. It's 4 world-class players, but regardless, the reason why, at least I'm saying,
I think it's 5. I think it's 5. I think it's 5 for the doubters, because you can add Trent to that, man. If he walks into a Real Madrid team, I think he's a world-class player. So you could say 5.
Okay, Trent, Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah. Who's the 5th?
Bro, do the numbers. Do the numbers yourself. I think Jota is a world-class player. Is the most naturally gifted player in the league.
Okay.
What are we talking about? You can add him there.
That's fine. Jota is not world-class, but we can disagree.
Are you serious? Jota walks straight into my team. What are you talking about? Jota walks straight into my team. He walks into top 5 clubs in Europe. So what are we talking about? He's a world-class player.
Arsenal don't have a reliable goal scorer. That doesn't mean, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, fine. I mean, move on from that. You're saying you don't want to give the reason why I think Liverpool will win the title. Not even saying they'll run away with it, but the reason why I think they'll just win it is because City. We all been saying they fell apart. People said Chelsea were in a title race like a week or 2 ago, but we've seen now Chelsea crumbling. That it doesn't look like they can go the long haul. Do you think Arsenal will catch them to the title, Tony? If you don't think Liverpool will win, if you don't want to crown Liverpool with the title yet, which again I understand it, but by that logic, that must then mean you think someone else can beat them to the title.
Okay. Now, that's a good question. Now, I'm not thinking about, hey, it's Arsenal. I'm thinking about it's now on slot to lose the title. Have I seen glimmers of it? Yeah, he dropped points against Newcastle. What happens when teams literally come out to stifle your attack? And I've seen teams that have done that already this season. I've seen Nottingham Forest beat them up this season. I've seen Newcastle take away points from them this season. God damn it. I've seen a team in London that's not even the best team in London for the past 3-4 seasons. I mean, to even do a deal on them just 3-4 weeks ago, and that's Fulham. So I've seen this manager quake. And you know what? I smell it when I see it. I smell it. I've seen him quake. I've seen him quake at some certain games this season. I do believe there's a mistake in him. This manager can go 3 games, all draws, and that could bring back Arsenal. And mind you, I've not seen thrown away Chelsea out of this title run in. Other teams could still come up. I'm not handing the title over to him. And there's still tougher games coming up.
Okay, I hear you. No, I hear you. Fine. Arsenal and Chelsea for you. That's fine. I hear you. However, are you not entertained? Big up TJ. Big up everyone in the chat, Don C. And
big up TJ, big up Don C, my guy, Oregon Gunner, my guy. I have a show with him. It might be till 8 o'clock, but let's see.
So you think there's going to be tougher or more tough tests for Liverpool to be able to get through.
Bro, I still think so. And I think the manager might still make mistakes.
I know.
I think he might still make mistakes.
Okay,
and I still think that Salah hasn't gotten injured this season. I want to see his reaction. I mean, see, there's so many parameters. No, wait, see, Steve here. Steve, see, there's so many parameters people aren't checking. They're just looking at the same thing the way Ladimus would argue that, oh, this guy saying that Chelsea will win the title, we're just looking at the stats. The same thing. These guys are looking at Liverpool with what they're doing right now. They're winning games. So it's all happy. It's all a fest right now. But again, have we seen this manager react to 3-4 injuries happen to his team?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what happened to Eddie Howe. Let's see his reaction. I mean, we've seen what happened to Eddie Howe. I mean, in that Champions League year he got into 11 players out. We saw what happened, and people were saying, oh, he's not good enough, including Steve, my guy, who was down here. So why aren't people looking at Liverpool and saying, okay, let's look at this holistically? They're raking up points. Yeah, they're doing good. Yeah, they have a good manager. I don't doubt it that he's not a good manager. I said he's a class manager. World class? No, he has to win more trophies to prove that to me. But again, let's see the reactions from this manager when Salah goes down, when Lewis goes down. I mean, when they don't have access to Gravenberch and they don't have access to Virgil van Dijk, what happens? I mean, see, it only took Konate to leave that team before we started seeing Liverpool conceding 3. 2, 3, 2. They conceded 3 goals against Newcastle. They conceded about 2 goals against Fulham. So let's don't sit down here and act as if when they lost Konate, they didn't have defensive lapses. Let's see the reactions of this manager when Salah goes down, when Gravenberch isn't releasing the goods, when Shazbolai gets down injured. Let's see all these things and let's evaluate it holistically. Does that make sense to anyone?
Tony, I know all of that, but can I speak? Right? Fine. You said there's tough tests for Liverpool, or tougher tests for them.
Yeah, like Man United this
like
weekend.
Having to deal with Steve, stop, because you're gonna don't set him off, please. Having to deal with the second half of the season, Champions League. I hear that and I agree with that. But even in games where they may stumble, because there haven't been that many this season thus far. But even in the games for the rest of the season that Liverpool may stumble in, do you trust Arsenal and Chelsea, or even let's particularly just say Arsenal, your team. Let's just stick with Arsenal. Do you trust Arsenal to capitalize on the games Liverpool will drop points in the second half of the season? Because even though Liverpool will drop points, like I don't think Arsenal will just be flawless for the remainder of the season. Well, they could be because Arsenal could go on a run because I've been saying they will go on a run. But do you think it'll be enough to capitalize on what Liverpool have done thus far? Because the points gap Liverpool have now, they've built up a bit of a cushion that they can afford to drop a point here or there.
But we've seen them bottle league titles. I mean, even you said that on the show. We've seen Liverpool bottle league titles. So, I mean, let's not act as if it can happen again.
The league titles they've bottled in Premier League history have been to Man City.
Yeah, I get it, but look at where Man City is. But look at where Man City is.
I'm even talking before Klopp and Pep. All the league titles they've bottled have been to Man City. Man City are not.
I mean, but let's see, Ladimus, man. See, I'm not going to drag this further, but again, I get where you're coming from. But the only thing I would say, let's see what this manager will do at the end of the season. Let's just see. I'm not going to go further than that. Yeah, he's raking in the points. I get that. He's looking good here. Are the title favorites? Yeah, of course. When a team is nearly up to 10 points ahead, I mean, when you add the game in the offing, yeah, of course, you can say that. But again, like you've said, you've seen Liverpool bottle league titles. I've seen them bottle league titles. So, I mean, let's see. This manager, this is his first stint in this league. I mean, the nerves will come in, Ladimus. Injuries will creep in at the turn of the year. I mean, let's see his reactions, guys. It's all I'm saying. Let's see his reactions to these issues.
I agree, Tony.
Yeah, let's see his reactions to these issues. That's all I would say.
Tony, I agree. But here's the thing, right? Even if all of that happens to Liverpool, they get some injuries because they've had injuries this season. Alisson, their world-class goalkeeper, has been out for the majority of the season so far.
For like
so
2 or 3 months.
So even if they get more,
okay, good. To answer, I know where you're going to, but to answer that question, if Arsenal goes and brings in a Danny Olmo and brings in Victor Gyökeres, we can get that. We can get the deal in. We can gazump Liverpool. How about that?
No, that's fine. Fine. Let me finish.
Yeah. If we go bring a Danny Olmo and get a Victor Gyökeres, the answers is out there. It's just that my football club won't do it. That's what I'm saying.
Let me finish. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let me finish. Let's assume, like Liverpool in the second half of the season, they have more difficult tests playing Arsenal, Newcastle, whatever, and they stumble in certain games. Big up, Sheep. They stumble in certain games. And,
big up, Sheep.
Let's say Salah does what he normally does in title run-ins, and he the last 10 games of the season, he doesn't score goals because that's what he usually does. Let's assume all of that happens, right? And they get some injuries to key players. Let's assume all of that happens. Do you trust Arsenal to capitalize on Liverpool's failures? Because it's all well and good saying Liverpool will fall off.
I just said it. That I don't really trust my team. But something different could happen. There's a caveat there. But something different could happen. If we go into the transfer window, Latimus, you've totally forgotten that tomorrow the transfer window open.
I didn't forget. I know.
Exactly. So if Arsenal goes in and gets in a Victor Gyökeres and a certain Danny Olmo to help out with the creativity in this team, it could be a different team you're looking at, Latimus, of which you've already put Arsenal in that title conversation. So if we go in and bring in a prime goal scorer, and go bring in a Danny Olmo who could help out with your creativity. Our defense is already settled.
I agree.
Things could change.
Let me finish though. I agree. That's fine. But like, you're interrupting before you've actually heard what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I thought you landed, but anyway.
No, I didn't. Sorry. Even with all, no, that's fine. No worries. Even if all of that happens to Liverpool, they get injuries to certain guys, they fall apart. Salah stops scoring goals, so Liverpool stops scoring goals. Whatever. All of that happens. Slot gets found out in certain games tactically. Even with all of that happening, Gravenberch at DM, that experiment stops working. Liverpool don't buy anyone in the summer to replenish their squad. Even with all of that happening, that's fine. But do you trust? Because you said, what if Arsenal in the summer? What if they sign Olmo and Gyökeres to their squad to score more goals? That's fine. So if Arsenal do that and Liverpool drop off like you expect them to, then Arsenal should go and win the league, right? That's fine. But what if, just like I said with Salah always in the title running, he always falls off and stops scoring and performing. That's something that we've all seen happen numerous times, right? You agree, Tony? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So just like I've just named you something that always happens with Salah, just like I've named you something with Liverpool where they've not won a title race, particularly when they've gone up against Man City, even before the Klopp-Pep era. Let me name you something with Arsenal where in January, they've not done what's required. Remember 2 Januaries ago when they wanted to buy Caicedo for 75 mil and they wanted to buy Mudryk. Yes, fair enough. Mudryk was a flop. Even though, Tony, you said you watched him at that time and you rated him. Mudryk was a flop. But
I remember
that January, you guys, I know, bypass that. But that January, instead of buying your 75 mil Caicedo, which could have helped you win the league after being top for 73% of the season, what you guys did do was you bought 5 million Jorginho from Chelsea and you bought Trossard from Brighton. So by that logic, Salah will fall off, fine. Liverpool don't win a title to City, fine. But Arsenal, instead of buying, you said Olmo and Gyökeres, what you guys I know. What you guys will do is you'll bring back Fabio, what's his name? Fabio Vieira, and then you'll go and buy Marcus Rashford on loan. That's what you guys will do. And is that enough to go and capitalize on Liverpool's failures or drop off? No. So that's why I say Liverpool have won this league, because the teams challenging them, even say Chelsea, put Chelsea in this as well. Will Chelsea do what's required? Will they get a top centre back and a top, or maybe 2 top goalkeepers to go and win this league? No.
Maybe an additional centre forward for Chelsea too.
Okay, fine. Will we do all of that? No. Nottingham Forest, they're not in this conversation. Respectfully, they're not. Man City, we've all said that they're going to struggle for. I said they'll still get top 4 even without signings, But Tony, you said that they need signings to get top 4. So that means they're not in this title race. So all the teams that should be there or are there won't do what's required to gazump Liverpool potentially dropping off. Meaning the title is theirs. Is anything I said wrong there, Tony? Or do you agree with that?
No, nothing. I completely agree with you. Nothing is wrong.
Okay.
I completely agree. But again, let's see. Let's see this slot thing. Yeah. Let's see. Come business end of the season, let's see. I still believe this league is a humbler. That's what I would end this thing with. I still believe this league is a humbler. I've seen Liverpool bottle league titles too, as much as Arsenal have bottled league titles. So I mean, let's see what's gonna happen. I don't think this manager, this slot guy, is better than Klopp. I don't think so. I mean, it's so easy for Liverpool fans to move away.
Hold on.
It's so easy to compare him, who has not even won a league title here, to compare him to Klopp. The massive disrespect. But I mean, I'll throw that all away. Let's see what's going to happen business end of the season, right? Good. No problem. Let's see. I still believe this manager, he will get found out. He'll get found out. It will be like magic. It's the same thing with Chelsea. They were winning games. Oh, Maresca is even better. It's better than any Chelsea manager. Oh, okay, good. Now we've seen. They've lost against Ipswich. Drawn against Fulham. Drawn against everything. And Chelsea fans, the stories have turned into different narratives. You know, I mean, it's the same thing that will happen in this Liverpool case. Let's just see. They'll win. They'll win this game. They'll beat these teams up. They'll beat West Ham, of course. They'll ply them with 6-7 goals, no problem. But when it comes to some problematic games like Arsenal, like the Nottingham Forest, that have actually, showed them who's boss this season already. I mean, when they come back and face Fulham, let's see what happens. I really do think that these games will give them problems.
Tony, you know what? I agree. That's fine. I agree. But you said this league is a humbler. Like, okay, the Chelsea case, for example, right?
Yeah.
Our last 3 games, it might not have been that big of a deal if the teams around us, Forest and Arsenal, weren't performing. If Arsenal were doing what they were doing back in September and didn't capitalize on the points we had dropped, and Chelsea were still, say, 2nd or 3rd, Chelsea fans wouldn't be crying as much. But because we've moved position drastically from 2nd and being in a title race to being 4th, that's why people are crying more than they should be. So with Liverpool, I agree. They might fall off with injuries or certain slot failures tactically, or even certain things that might happen in the game, like refereeing decisions, whatever. But will the teams around the Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, Chelsea, even put City in that mix, will they do what's required to take advantage of Liverpool dropping off? No. Just like these past 2 seasons, you know how this past 2 seasons, we've been talking about City being done and finished, right? Remember?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And Tony, I remember when the 2 seasons ago when Arsenal were top for so long and you were talking about City being done, you said the same thing last year. But you know what happened? In January, Arsenal didn't do what was required to make sure they actually stay and secure it. And the City climbed back up. Now it's the other way around so Arsenal, they fell off 2 years ago. City, they did what was required and they capitalized on you guys falling off. Now you're saying Liverpool fell off, which I don't disagree. But will Arsenal do what's required to go and win it? Will you said Olmo and Gyökeres? I don't disagree on those signings. Will Arsenal sign Olmo and Gyökeres, or will they even sign?
I don't think so. I have a blockhead manager, and that's where the problem is. Latimer's, truthfully, that's where the problem is. Latimer's, it's true what you're saying. That's where the problem is. I'm sorry, I have to be shameless with this. I have to agree with Latimer's with this. Latimer's is true. I mean,
Tony,
Arsenal. I'm not sure Arsenal will go and do that business.
Tony, 1 second.
That's the problem.
You said you have a what manager?
I said bro, I've been very clear. I've been an Arteta out, for heading 2 years now. I need him out.
Why? Can I ask a question? Tony, right?
Yeah.
Because, we're boys, we're friends and everything. So just be honest. Why do you not back Arteta to win you the league, but you've been saying the stars will align for Arsenal to win the league? He's your manager.
Great question. And I've explained this. No, great question. I understand where you're going, but I'll allow you.
Let me finish. Why? Because if you think the stars or whatever, fate, is aligned for you guys to win the league. Arteta's your manager. That means they've aligned for Arteta to take you over the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my question.
See, Ladimus, I understand where you're going to with this. See, there's a reason why. Now I'll just ask you a few questions. Do you think Arsenal is a top 4 side?
Sure. Do you mean thus far this season?
No, do you think Arsenal is a top 4 side in this league?
Are you talking about so far this season or in general?
With the players they've got, do you think we're a top 4 side?
Yeah.
No, I think you're better than that.
Oh, you think I'm better than that? Good.
But again, that's the
good. Now, do you think Arsenal is a? Do you think Arsenal? It's a direct question. I didn't go around with you.
No, but
is Arsenal in that slot for top 2 for you?
Are you going based off how you?
As a team, no, as a team, with the way we are right now. Do you think Arsenal is top 2?
But that's my question. Are you going based on how you...
No, yes or no,
I'm trying to answer your question.
Ladimus, it's simple.
Tony,
yes or no.
Is
Arsenal a top 2 team in this league?
I'm trying to answer your question. Are you going based off how you started the season?
No, it's a yes or no. Is Arsenal a top 2 side in this league?
I'm trying to answer your question, bro.
No, but you're not trying to answer it. It's a yes or no.
I am trying.
Ladimus, it's a yes or no.
I'm trying to answer your question. Let me speak.
No, I don't need any context behind it. I just want a yes or no.
I'm trying. Just, bro. I know, but
you don't have to try when you could just say yes or no. Is Arsenal a top 2 side in this league? Yes or no.
Let me answer your question though.
You don't need any context, Ladimus. It's a simple yes or no.
I didn't say context. I said let me answer your question.
Oh, okay.
If you're going based off of how
now you've missed it. Nah. You don't. No, that's what I'm saying. It's a yes or no.
I'm trying to answer your question. You keep it.
No, and you don't have to try to answer. You just have to say yes or no. That's answering my question.
I am trying to answer your question, and you keep interrupting me.
I'm not, bro, because you're not giving me the answers.
I will give you an answer. I will give you an answer.
You have to. Okay, Ladim, let me rephrase this for you. Let me rephrase this for you. See, Ladimus, you can either choose yes or no because I asked the question.
I know what you asked me. Just let me actually speak so you know what I'm trying to say. You keep interrupting. Are Arsenal top 2 side?
It's not about interrupting. It's about you're not answering the question.
I am trying to answer. Are you going based off of how you've started this season, or are you going based off of like the last, say, 2-3 years? That's why I'm curious.
2-3 years this season. Anyone just add everything together, put everything in perspective.
No, to be fair, because those are 2 different answers. To be fair, but in general, like yes, I think you are top 2 sides.
Yes, you would. So good. Just
like with City, yes, they've had a poor start they've been poor this season. However, in general, over the last 2-3 seasons, they are the best in this league. So
I get that.
That's why I want to know: is your question just based on this season or based off the last 2-3 years? That's why I'm asking.
Good. Now, if you even bring in that perspective of 2-3 seasons, Arsenal have actually challenged for the title for the past 2 seasons.
That's why
you do agree that we're challenging. Ladimus, do you agree with challenging for the title this season? I mean, with what you said today.
Yes, I've been
good. So for 3 seasons now, we're challenging. So it doesn't make sense for you to say we challenged for the past 2 seasons, and this season there's a different answer for that. It can be if you already put Arsenal in perspective of challenging for the title this season already.
You don't listen, Tony, because if you're going off of how you started the season, people could say no, you're not top 2 sides. But I still believe you are top 2 sides, regardless of how you started the season, because I've been saying, Steve knows this, that Arsenal are still title challengers, even though back in October you guys looked terrible. So that's why I'm saying, what does your question actually mean? Are you going based off how you started the season, or are you going based off the last 2-3 years? Because this season,
okay, good. In other words, I'm going to the last 2 seasons. That's what I'm going through.
Well, you didn't add that in your question, Tony.
Yeah. So now, okay, good. And it's good you've got the perspective.
And that's why it's good that I was trying to clarify, but you kept interrupting me for 10 minutes. Because you can also ask, do you believe City are the best team in this league? This season, no. But based off of the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, yes, they are the best in this league. So that's why you have to ask questions. You have to ask it properly. So
yeah,
but
no, I
Arsenal,
completely
I
get you.
believe Arsenal are
I
the
completely
second
get you.
best team in this
So
league,
is it a
and
yes
that's
or no?
why,
Now
and
you've
that's
gotten that
why,
perspective. Is it a
and
yes
that's
or no?
why, and that's why this season has been like people are being saying it's been bad for Arsenal because if City haven't been performing, we would have expected Arsenal to capitalize on it, and they haven't been thus far. But I still think you guys I still think you're still in this title race. But are you the second best team in
Exactly.
this
And
league? Yes,
again,
you
you
are.
made that decision based off not Mr. Arteta.
What do you
You
mean?
made that decision based off it's the team that has carried Arsenal to this point, not necessarily the manager.
The team that
Not
he's built,
necessarily the manager that has
I
stayed.
mean,
If you do believe that
the
this
team that he's
team
built,
is a top two side, so you're putting us in that title
but
challenging area, right? And it's not
not
based
what,
on the
but it's
manager's
not
policy.
okay.
It's
Yes,
based on the
fine,
team you're
but
looking at. So
that's
that's the
fine.
same
But
way.
Tony,
I
that's
do think
fine.
that we're
But
going to
Tony,
challenge with or without the manager.
that's
I don't
fine.
think it's a big
That's
factor.
fine. Okay, that's fine. I agree with that. Whatever, but that still doesn't. You still didn't answer my question. Why do you think the stars were aligned for you guys to win the league the past 2 seasons, but you don't believe Arteta, your manager, will win you the league the past 2
That,
seasons? That doesn't make sense.
that's what I'm saying. I was looking at it from the standpoint of, oh, you know what? Yeah, we've challenged, for the title 2 seasons in a row. If Manchester City is dropping off their season, then I should be in the better position to actually go and get that league done. That's what I'm saying. But again, the only reason, and this is why I've been skeptical over some certain things, I don't really think it's the manager per se. I think it's I think it's the experience of the guys that might really, because they've challenged for the title twice in a row, that might really carry us if we're to even get into that winning conversation at all. And it's just
Well,
left for the
Arteta's not the
board to
problem.
just go and add certain quality into this team. I don't think we're far off. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Okay,
we're far
well,
off. We've gotten the
Arteta
spine
is
of the
not the.
team.
I agree. So Arteta's not the problem. Then is that what you're saying?
No, see, I don't think see, there's some teams you come to. I mean, let's talk about Barcelona, like in the 2000s, yeah, when they were raking up league titles, yeah. I mean, with Messi and all those players, it doesn't matter the coach that comes to Barcelona, you would win a goddamn league title. Does that make sense with you? Enrique wasn't really a sparkly manager, but he went down there and won a league title. That's what I'm saying. The team will carry you down there, not necessarily the manager in this one. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't respect the manager. I don't think he's a good manager. But if we're going by what Barcelona did, hell no, they don't even need a manager to even win titles in the 2000s. Any manager could come in and win titles.
Wait.
Any manager could come in and win. I mean, we could win titles, literally.
Wait, so hold on. So you do believe, sorry, Steve. So you do believe that it's not Arteta then? It's on your board bringing in proper experience into your squad, right?
Arteta is a problematic manager, so I'm removing him out of the equation. He's a useless manager. But I've seen a useless manager, win league titles. I mean, Enrique has been found out in France, innit?
Yeah, but
I mean, in European football, innit? So that's what I'm saying. So any manager that has a world-class team, just do the basics.
But at the time when
this team, Arsenal team, just need the basics. Latimus, we have the defense. We have the we have the midfield. It's just the manager. He doesn't even know how to use this player.
I don't disagree with.
Useless.
You're saying things I don't disagree with. Fine, whatever. But you're saying with Arteta, Enrique wasn't a useless manager when he won the treble with Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, with that team, bro, I could go to Barcelona at that time and. It's just to set up the right lineup, and it's all good. Okay, you don't need to be tactical in those cases.
Well, why didn't was Ernesto
just put the lineup there? Add Messi to the front.
But how come no manager has won a? How come no manager has won a treble with Barcelona other than Pep and Enrique?
I mean, it happens, of course, when you have Real Madrid that have the Galacticos down there. I mean, you would actually share it in it. It doesn't have to be like that, all the time, because Real Madrid still have their own market share and their own stake in it. I mean, they've always recruited the best players in the world. Actually, even when Messi was there in Barcelona, Real Madrid has always had the best of players
From the
down there.
time
So
of from the
they will
time of
share the
Pep,
spoils.
from the time of Pep to Enrique, Real Madrid didn't. Real Madrid won one Champions League. From Pep to Enrique.
No. You talked about the treble, and of course you have to add into that conversation the league title in La Liga. So there were a couple of times that some certain managers won
Tony,
with Real Madrid.
Do you want to know a fun fact? Real Madrid have never won a treble.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I clearly understand that.
Enrique right now, fine, he's done. But at that time, with Barcelona, to win a treble is a major achievement, especially when Real Madrid have not done one.
Yeah, but bro, when you have the best player on the planet, Lionel Messi, we've totally forgotten that Barcelona had up to. I mean, all the players in that team were world-class players. I mean, you've totally forgotten this fact. You could actually just put those players in and you get a winning team.
Do you rate Sergio Roberto? Do you rate Sergio Roberto? Do you think he's ever been a world-class player?
No.
Not really.
No, he played right back for Barcelona in that team. Do you rate Rakitic, Ivan Rakitic? Has he ever been a world-class player?
Yeah. Of
Very
course.
good
He's
player,
falling off now. Of course, he's gotten older. But of course, I rate him. But I'm even talking of when the Pedros were there, when the Sergio Busquets was there, when Messi was there. When Samuel Eto'o was there. When Enrique, just compile the team and put them in.
But you still need to be able to do it. When Enrique was there, Pedro had left because they sold.
Eto'o has left already anyway.
Yeah. But the thing is, other managers have been there and not been able to do a treble or even a double. My point is, Enrique, at least for that time, you need to give him credit. But with Arteta, I agree. I've been saying since that year you challenged that you guys have a squad good enough to at least minimum challenge that if you bring in a manager with the mentality and the experience, he can and bring in players to add into that squad to help with your
I totally get it, but again, it is not. That's what I'm saying, because it's not out of the planet kind of thinking. It's not. But I know I'm coming, but it's not out of the world kind of thinking when I say you could actually just put in players down there and win the league. It has happened in Barcelona. We've seen it happen. Just put world-class players in there. You don't need to do anything. And just win the league. It's the same thing with Arsenal. If these players already have experience of going, 2 seasons back to back with presumably the best team this decade, yeah. I mean, we've gone back to back with them, and you just add certain amount of players to that team. Just allow them go. If we have a world class striker, Ladimus, if we have a world class striker and a world class creator in that team, it's done. It's finished. Arsenal will win this league easy. Easy. So what is the question? We don't even need any tactical genius to help us out. Just put that team out and we win the league.
I think you do need a bit of a tactician, but whatever. But the question is that if you believe that your manager is not good enough to win it,
he's not good enough. It's useless.
I know, Tony. Let me finish. Fine, but why have you still been saying the stars have aligned for you to win?
The stars have aligned in terms of that. Hey, I'm not dealing with the manager. I'm dealing with the boys that have actually taken us to that point. They've taken us to that point 2 seasons in a row. They've challenged with Man City. I don't think it's down to the manager. I think it's down to the kind of quality we had. It might not be the finished product, but at least that quality took us back to back, challenging for the title. It's just to add the little tiny magic, the little details down there, which is a striker, a prolific striker. And one more creator who could come in, and this team, we don't even need any manager.
I agree, but let me finish my question.
I'm even talking of a half-baked manager could come into this team and make it work. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. Okay, let me finish my question. But if that's the case, then that means at best the only thing you guys can do under this manager is just challenge for the title. And if that's the case, right? Because you agree, right? Yeah. At best, all you can do is challenge for the title. Yeah. If that's the case. And why do you keep saying the stars have aligned to win this league because you're saying you're only looking at the players, but you can't only look at the players because the guy in charge is Arteta. No. That's like me last season, right, Steve? When talking about Chelsea last season, You remember when I was saying that this squad is good enough to go and at least compete for top 4, but the manager, like, he is in control of how you guys set up and how you guys play. Your manager is a massive stumbling block. Again, another example.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Finish.
The manager is in charge of so many fucking things. You have to keep them fit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get the right lineup. You need to put the players in their correct positions. You need to do in-game management. You need to do all of this man management. If you suck as a manager, then it's very hard to do things.
Yeah, like look at Gravenberch last season. Look how bad Gravenberch looked last season, and now people are saying he's the best DM in this league.
He's the best,
that's coaching, bro. So and that's coaching. So that's why I'm saying that. Like I get what you're saying about you only looking at the squad, but if your manager, is there and you're saying you're good enough to win, and he is in charge, that means
again there were some caveats there. If we go add a striker and
fine,
a creator, I mean, we have to put that in perspective.
Fine. No, but you've been saying that the past 2 seasons, though. That's my point. Is it's a contradiction. That's like me saying, right, that I believe Chelsea will win this title so long as we add a goalkeeper and a centre back and a striker and a left winger and a DM in January. We'll win this league, but will we actually add all of these things? Probably not. So we're not winning this league. So why am I backing us to win this league? Like, again, I understand what you're saying, but it's like it's just 2 contradicting things. Of the stars are aligning, but the manager is a bum. He's a nobody.
Well, let's say maybe I believe in a little bit of luck also too. I mean,
well, you can't luck your way to a title, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, Blackburn locked their way to a title. I mean, Leicester locked their way to a title. I mean, they didn't beat any top 4 team any traditional top 4 team to get to that place. But again, man, all these things are theme magic, right? So some teams have done it. I mean, Ranieri wasn't the best of managers, innit? He wasn't the best of managers, but it was down to the team to actually do that.
I hear you, but Arsenal, just like 2 seasons ago, remember when we were all talking on a show, and I kept saying to you, Tony, stop saying that what Arsenal are doing is a miracle, because you're disrespecting your players and you're disrespecting your club's history. You're not a Leicester where you fluke a title. You're supposed to be a big club. Stop disrespecting your club by saying, oh, let's fluke it or let's win it on luck. No, you should win something because you deserve it. If you're a big club, me being Chelsea, I only want to win when we win our next title or we win our next Champions League, I want it to be because we deserve it, not because of, guys, we fluked it or it was on luck.
But come on, man, you need an element of luck in some certain kind of things. Just in the same way, you need an element of luck in winning some certain kind of games, innit?
You make your own luck, though. People can say Liverpool have been lucky that City have fallen off, but Liverpool have also capitalized on City falling off. Because Arsenal should have capitalized on City falling off as well, but they didn't.
Yeah, true. So, they didn't. Yeah.
So Liverpool have made their own luck. They've made their own luck. Newcastle got top 4 2 seasons ago because other teams fell off, but Newcastle capitalized on everyone falling off. That's why they made top 4.
Yeah.
Villa
last year, Bayer Leverkusen capitalized on Thomas Tuchel being a horrible manager at Bayern Munich.
You know who didn't capitalize on Bayern? Dortmund the year before.
Yes. There you go.
That's true. There you go. That's true. See ya, guys. We've come to the end of the show because I have a show with Oregon Gunner. I even have to move the show backwards just a little bit because I have to go and get some little groceries before the shops close. See ya, Latimer's Prime. Of course, the show is co-owned by me and Steve. See, man, it's a pleasure having you today. And guys, you guys saw this. You guys saw the fireworks. That's what Latimer's brings. Brings to the table. See, Latimer's. Happy New Year coming up for you, and thanks for joining us on the show today. See, just before we say our byes,
let me just say, like you've been saying on Sarcasm City that you want to invite me on, but you've never messaged me in 2 years.
Bro, it has, bro, I'm sorry, man. It has completely just in my mind. I know I want a Chelsea fan down here, but of course, me and Wolfie would definitely get some because me and him are trying to pull something off. So you might come into that, equation down there.
I
But
think
again, I would like me, you, and Steve to do our thing. I think we have more chemistry. Three of us.
Should do a show. Oh,
yeah, I think three of us, we have more chemistry together. So, I mean, in the coming days, me, you, and Steve can be doing this, and let's see how we can, continue doing that. Ladimus, of course, I'm your guy. I've always wanted you to be on my channel, but it's just that sometimes me and you always get into this heated, into all this heated arguments, and sometimes I just really feel like the fans are not ready for that. Because of course, you guys have seen when me and Ladimus have gone deep into arguing together. I mean, we don't agree to each other, but me and you will come into, the same table. We'll feed from the same table. I mean, let's see if we can carry the show on and see where we can go from this, man. Ladimus has always been love for you, my brother, man. I've not had any problems with you.
Bro,
so
there's no
it's all good.
Bro. All I'm doing, I'm just asking questions, bro. I just want to understand stuff. I just ask some questions. That's it.
Yeah, so
just like you can ask me questions if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, sure, man. So, Ladimus, hopefully, me, you, Steve can continue this, and of course, when me and Wolfie start up our show together, it's a Chelsea Arsenal show. We can also get to do something together too with that. That show will be starting next week, so I'll give you an invite for that. So we can all do the pilot copy together and see how it looks like.
What's next week?
Next week.
What is next week?
No, me, Wolfie, and I'm thinking of adding another Chelsea fan down there, so it could be you. So we can see if we could do that together. 2 Chelsea fans, 2 Arsenal fans, and we just talk about football generally. I'm still working on that. Look, I want to be people that would be, but I didn't want to tell you yet. I was to send you a message based on that, but now that you're here, it's even good. It's better. So at times when you're free, you can join me and Steve.
I think us 3 here should be doing a show.
Okay. No problems, man. No problems. Then we just have to make it something that we do quite often, most of at least weekly. And let's see. And Steve can do one on his channel, and I will do one on my channel also. So we could always move the post, round like that. So see you guys. Yeah, join me. See, I'm moving the show that I have with Oregon Gunner to 8 p.m. So join me and Oregon Gunner 8 p.m. today. Guys, you know what it's all about here, guys. It's coming to the channel. You guys know. The showman is here. See you guys. Join me, Oregon Gunner, 8 p.m. today. It's gonna be. See you guys. I'll reserve what Oregon Gunner has for you. Arsenal better win that matchup against Brentford. See, Ladimus, and of course my brother Steve. Just before we go and say our goodbyes and sign off, your predictions for that game against Brentford for Arsenal tomorrow. Is it 3 games? Oh, yeah. The Newcastle game and, of course, the Chelsea game coming up. And we sign off from there. I will start with you, Steve Mahala.
Brentford
Arsenal,
2.
Brentford.
Brentford 2. Arsenal 1.
A loss. Okay.
Spurs 1. Newcastle 4.
Ooh. Okay.
Chelsea are playing.
Chelsea, Crystal Palace.
1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. Oh, so you favor a Chelsea who just lost against Ipswich to beat Crystal Palace, and then you're saying Arsenal would go and lose 2-1 to a Brentford side. Okay. I get the math. Yeah. Okay, your goodbyes, man. Just sign up for us, man.
Nah, big up.
Then Ladimus would say his own.
Yeah, Prime, you can do your fucking prediction.
Okay, Prime, you can do yours. Yeah. Steve,
and then Tony.
He doesn't like Arsenal.
Oh yeah, I hate them.
he hates our guts. Yeah, fuck All right, man.
What games?
Crystal Palace, Chelsea, away from home. Villa Park, Selhurst Park.
Let me just actually check something. 1-0 Palace.
1-0 Palace. Oh, God. See, guys, Steve was not muted. Steve just allowed us, had our run in because, of course, me and Steve who own the show, and Steve talked about Newcastle. We did that for almost nearly 30, 40 minutes before Ladimus came in. So Steve has always been talking here, guys. So, yeah, he just allowed us to just get at it. So, yeah, continue with that, Ladimus Prime. So, Arsenal, Brentford, we're at the BTECH Stadium. They've only lost once in that stadium this season. Take it away, Ladimus.
You mean GTECH?
GTECH, sorry, it's GTECH, yeah.
BTECH Stadium, that's funny.
Slip of tongue, man. Yeah, Ladimus. GTECH Stadium. Brentford, Arsenal.
Arsenal v Brentford. Arsenal v Brentford. Oh yeah, that is tomorrow. Arsenal beat Brentford.
That's tomorrow.
(3-2) Arsenal.
What about Spurs Newcastle?
Wait, did I freeze or did you guys freeze? I
said
3-2 Arsenal.
Yeah, 3-2 Arsenal.
Okay,
3-2 Arsenal. Okay.
What about the Spurs Newcastle? Spurs Newcastle.
Spurs Newcastle. 5-1 Newcastle.
5-1 Newcastle. Deji Sports won't like this, man. Deji sees this. He'll be big ups to Nomsky TV. Me and Nomsky TV. We're going to be doing something next week. Nomsky, big ups to him. Real Arsenal fan down there. Go to his channel. Go subscribe to Real Arsenal fans. This guy's a real one, Nomsky. Big ups to him. I like this guy, man. Big ups to Nomsky.
Spurs will start off well as well, by the way. Spurs will score first against Newcastle. They'll start off well.
Against Newcastle, right?
Spurs will do what they always do.
Narrative this
season. 1-0.
They score and then they just fizzle out. Yeah. All right, yeah. See, Ladimus, where can people catch you up now?
Is that all? Are those the only 3 games?
We're only doing those 3 games. What
about Brighton v Arsenal?
Arsenal in the weekend against Man United. See, man, guys, should we be talking about that?
No,
every team is lining up to face Manchester United.
I'm talking about Brighton v Arsenal. You play this weekend.
Brighton Arsenal, yeah. That's a big one. And yeah, that's true. What do you think about that one, Ladimus?
2-1 Arsenal.
Brighton v Arsenal. You guys play at their ground.
We play at the Amex Stadium.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay.
Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised?
I don't think it's be that easy, man. At Amex Stadium, man.
I didn't say it'd be easy, but you guys will just grind out the result.
Steve, would you come in there, or what do you think about that one? I know you didn't predict that one. Brighton Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Okay, good. Probably. Liverpool, Manchester United. Guys, let's talk about that one. Guys, before we go, Steve, please chime into that one. Liverpool, Man United. It's a rivalry. Yeah. Do you think any?
It's a pretty one-sided rivalry.
At this point, yeah. So what do you think?
Man United are fucking shite. I feel like this is going to be another one of those where people are going to predict 5, 6, 7-0 and all that, but it ends up
9-0.
Yeah. I'll go with a 2-0 Liverpool. Liverpool win a lot of games under slot 2-0. I'll just go with a 2-0.
2-0.
But they're going to outplay the fuck out of Man United. They're going to embarrass them. Yeah, I'll go 2-0.
After that embarrassing showing against Newcastle at home, at Old Trafford. You can talk about the jacuzzis, yeah. You can talk about the jacuzzis actually, needing refurbishment, the carpets. You can talk of the swimming pools needing screws around the edges. You can even talk about a goddamn leaking roof. But the embarrassment on the pitch, I mean, no fight, no hunger, no urgency. I mean, they're in the hole. I would like to talk to our guy in Sackers and TV all about that next week. I mean, Latimer's Prime. Just give us your your predictions for that match. I don't think what it's going to happen to Liverpool, to Manchester United. I don't think it should be televised this weekend. I think it's going to be an eyesore. I mean, have you guys watched Saw? I mean, the Saw movie before?
Yes.
Anyone
Yeah,
here?
yeah, yeah.
The
I
Saw
like them.
movies? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
just like I'm watching a goddamn Saw installment. I mean, it's that bad. Latimer, give us perspective to this and let's sign off.
About Liverpool, Man United.
Liverpool, Man United prediction.
What is the game where? Oh, Liverpool. Oh, that's this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got that later.
Liverpool, Man United, Anfield. I don't think it's going to be a bloodbath. It's not. I think what's going to happen is, I think Liverpool will win the game 2 or 3-0, but the utter dominance Liverpool will have on Man United will be embarrassed. Do you guys remember a few years ago when City beat United 2-0, but it was the most controlled performance you've seen?
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's going to be
it was at OT. And
I think they lost 1-0 in that one.
Yeah.
They lost 1-0
no,
in that one.
It was 2-0, but City just treated it like a training game. Yeah.
They outplayed them so bad.
I think it's going to be the same thing. Like Liverpool will just score 2 goals and yeah.
I literally just toy with them.
All right, man. See, Steve, Steve, where can they find you, man? Where can they find you, man? Talk to these people. We'll reserve. See, guys, Latimer is coming on the next installment, so definitely we'll do that, of course, next week. So Latimer will start coming, with us to this show, and we can be doing it weekly. So so Latimer, please let's all be in the same picture. I mean, Steve is okay with it. I'm okay with it. No problems, man. We'll keep going. Steve, tell us where they could find you and what you got coming up on your channel.
Well, good to be here with you guys. Hope y'all have a happy New Year's Eve. Definitely looking forward to the upcoming year. On Strasbourg Steve on YouTube. Rangers Celtic tomorrow. Watch along. And then Dundee United, Dundee FC. That's another SPFL game I'm doing. Friday, I haven't figured out what game I'm doing a watch along for yet. And then Saturday, Sunday, and so on. So I just got some watch alongs coming up. Really, but yeah, big up for having me, broski. Good doing the show with you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I mean, and it was just nice that we could also bring in Latimer's thanks to you about that, man. Thanks, man, because it's just nice to have other perspectives too, and also coming from Chelsea too. See, Latimer's, tell these people what you got coming up. I know you have a channel. I go there secretly to just put some likes down there, but I mean, tell these people, man. What's going on?
Thank you for having me on, Tony. Even though you didn't know about it, but thank you regardless. It was great. It was fun. I like asking you questions. I like knowing whether or not I agree with people's opinions. I like knowing the thought process and how they get there. But you are right about Steve. He is an Arsenal hater. People think I hate Arsenal.
Doesn't like Arsenal.
Steve is he's a real Arsenal hater. But just follow me, guys, on socials: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Latimer's Prime. I've started posting a bit of clips and stuff like that. So, then we have me on. Happy New Year to people. I don't know if it's New Year where you're at, and people who are watching this and stuff like that, but Happy New Year 2025. And hopefully Man United don't get relegated.
Okay. Latimer's Prime down here with us. Hopefully next week we'll bring the band together and see what we can do. And of course, guys, I'll be having Oregon Gunner. I'm thinking of moving it to 8 p.m. today. So let's see what happens, guys. See you guys. From me, Latimer's, and Steve Mahala, we are out. Peace. Have a lovely